What's going on, guys? It's Pluto. Uh, kind of want to just do an introduction video, sort of, kind of. But also at the same time, I really genuinely had some things I wanted to talk about. And it's kind of just the past, reflection, and who am I? Um, well, I won't tell you my real name, and you already know unless you know me. Uh, but my name is Pluto. You can call me that for sure. But yeah, uh, right now I'm active duty military. I'm in the Navy. Um, Probably doesn't look like it. I am. Fucking deal with it. Uh, I'm also a skateboarder, a physics student. I like math. I do math. I probably make math videos, drink a little bit, that kind of thing. I don't care. It's just kind of, I don't know, something to look back on, I guess. Um, a lot of things that happened in the past few months, they've been pretty drastic, I think. Well, I guess in the last few years, I've been in the Navy for 3 years and 5 months now, and I get out in 6 months, and, I'm still figuring things out, but I definitely figured out a lot in the last maybe 2 months, and one of those things is how to live um, over the last 3 years, you know, given all the things, given at least one of the things that I just said, majoring in physics, that's not easy for a lot of people. And most people, they find that to be a very daunting kind of task. And before, when I was 18, I never took it too seriously. Well, I mean, in the sense that it's this great thing, but in my opinion, I'm no different from anyone else, you know? But being in the military, there's just so many people that tell me it's this great, I'm this great person, or I'm this kind of inspiration, or whatever it is. And that's not true. And I think in a way um, I developed a narcissistic kind of personality. I started to really believe that I was great, and it became just pure pretension because I wasn't nearly as great as people thought I was. Um, and I started to navigate myself in such a way that I thought prompted greatness, you know. But I think I lost who I was, at my core. I lost my originality. I lost me. And I became this, I don't even know, honestly. I don't even know what the fuck I was. I was obsessed with the idea of being successful. I was obsessed with the idea of being better than everyone else because, in my opinion, because so many people told me I was great, I thought maybe I am. What separates me from any other great person? But see, that's the issue, right? Like, I just kept comparing myself to all these people who had achieved these things, but I don't really need to do that. And I think what really took me out of this, what really brought me out of that was it was a few YouTubers. Actually, it was one in particular. Um, But the concept that they were talking about was stoicism, and the idea of worrying less. And I realize, and this may seem pretty intuitive to some of you, and of course it is. I mean, most things that philosophers say are intuitive. It's just they are not afraid to say them. That's what makes them, unique. They say what's on their mind. Um, but it's the idea of stoicism that really brought me to the light, and I started to really reflect on who I was and what I was becoming. I was losing the people closest to me, and I was treating them like shit. And I realized, I wasn't really great to be around because I was constantly focused on work and how to be more productive instead of just living. I'm 22, and I'm constantly worried about, being this billionaire. Why? Who needs it? When I could just, find happiness in what I'm doing today. And when you try to achieve these kind of huge goals, you in the day you realize something's not right. You're not satisfied ever. And you won't ever be satisfied even when you do become a billionaire, because you're going to try to keep striving for more and more and realizing that you don't have anything genuine. The only thing you have is yourself. And you're just never going to be happy. And what if it took me till I was 50? Well, that means I spent the vast majority of my life not even being happy. I mean, by the time I'm 50, I only have so long left, It didn't really seem worth it when I thought about it. And I'm very happy now, I think. I started skateboarding again. Now, I've been skateboarding for a really long time, but I started doing a lot of the things that I like doing just because I like doing them. And some of those things were math and skateboarding. I mostly just do math because I like math. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to bring to light, and talk about some things that I just realized over time. And there were a few people in my life that tried to help me and navigate me in sort of this direction. But one other thing that I also learned is that when it comes to people and their beliefs, they're going to believe it until they uncover the evidence for themselves. You're never usually going to convince someone of a position, ever. Especially when you're talking directly to the person. You're almost never going to convince them, and especially on the internet. It's super pointless. If you discover